Hello and welcome again to VW Feasts. Today we're doing papadoms and pickles. We like to start every Indian banquet off with a small amuse-bouche, if you will. So while you're sitting there and drinking your initial beers or wines and meeting your other diners, VW likes to prepare a huge tower of papadoms. And with those we serve some pickles, some from jars, but some made fresh. And here are some of our favourites. This one's a beautiful onion, tomato and coriander. First of all, peel and halve the onions and just put them in a blitzer. And then add the coriander, stalks and all. That's where some of the flavour comes from. Then blitz up. Not too much, you want to keep some chunks in there just to give it a different consistency, so as not to over blitz them. We just put them into a bowl and then we're ready to put in our tomatoes. Whatever tomatoes you want, just make sure they have a lot of flavour. Once again, blitz them but don't overdo it. You can always chop them more, but you can't unchop them. At this stage, VW's realised she's forgotten the bit that stops the stuff escaping, so she uses her hand. Rustically into a bowl and add on the spices. A little bit of salt and a bit of lemon juice, just to give it that zest. Combine everything together and then ready to serve. Next we're going to do an onion relish. So once again, peel the shallot. And then we're going to one of the most frightening instruments we have in our kitchen, which is a mandolin. So a little bit of salt and lemon into a container. And then into that we also add our spices. And then thinly slice the onion into the container. Remember, try and use the equipment that comes with it so you don't lose fingertips. They don't taste quite so nice in an onion relish. We've turbocharged the VW for this, but this really is a very simple one and very effective to prepare. Combine that all together and then use the patented shaky method. Beautiful. Okay, our final one is going to be raita. And first of all we're going to add some mint. Here we're not including the stalks. These are a little bit woody and are not pleasant in what is otherwise a very soft and creamy raita. Then we take our cucumber. We're just going to peel off that outer skin. This is what gives the cucumber its bitterness, and just really don't want any bitterness in this. And then grate. So combine everything together. This makes a beautiful, creamy, soft, cooling raita, which you can use with your papadoms. But also you can serve to guests later on if they don't like too hot curries and are complaining about the spice. In go the spices and the salt and just a little crack of pepper. We add to that some yogurt, and we tend to use more sort of creamier Greek style yogurt. Go, raita. Finally the papadoms, and we were looking for papadom recipes of how to make the papadoms, and everyone just said buy a box of papadoms. Having bought them, you take some nice hot oil and just fry them for a couple of seconds either side. You don't want to overcook them or you're going to start to burn. It really is only a second on each side. Put them on some kitchen paper just to dry off the excess fat. Here we're using rapeseed oil, but you want to use something that just has a high flash point so you can get it really hot. and probably something without flavour, because you don't want to impart too much flavour into the papadoms. Make as many papadoms as you want. We would recommend more than enough. It's amazing how these always get cleared, that people tend to munch them as they go through the rest of the meal, just in between courses. So then, as you're ready to serve, we use the British way, which is to put something of each of the pickles onto a plate. And normally we'd also use some pre-prepared ones as well, some lime or some mango as well. Then take your selection of papadum and use as a shovel to get the relish into your mouth. Listen to that crunch. Enjoy.